Okay, so let's play around with the double pierce movement, but first I'd like us to have a go of it with strength, structure, state. So, borrow you, Carson. So you're going to get your partner to put some pressure, either holding on your wrist or placing pressure down and forward on top of the forearm. It's up to you, it doesn't really matter. But what you do want is you want your partner to apply the same level of force the whole time. Start off with an easy level of force. Babies take time to learn how to crawl and then walk. Skill is similar. It takes time to develop. So don't start off by asking your partner, okay, put all your power and weight and pressure on, lean onto it, like change your stance and put all your pressure on. If this is like your first time, you don't want to make it too difficult for yourself to start out. Build yourself up to that, yeah? Michael Jordan wasn't Michael Jordan when he was born, right? In the sense of his skill level, because he was, of course, Michael Jordan. Now, now from here, start off with your partner holding the same level of resistance. Now, a good way to think of that is that they're not changing the shape of their arm. They're not bending the arm to absorb the pressure in, and they're not extending the arm to make it more forceful. They're just keeping the same shape and holding with like a statue-like force. Now, from here, we'll do it from, remember doing this motion, yeah, from the form. From here first, I feel my muscle system. So I actually go into the physical sense of my muscular system, and I start to change your stance actually a bit, because yeah, good. So then I start to push in towards them, and I feel, okay, I can feel my shoulder tensing up, my lower back, the front of my thighs as well now, and the more I push on, the more I feel like a counter force coming back to me. Now from here, I then want to use that awareness from using muscular force in this muscular system to release that force. How do we do that? Center yourself. So I softly draw up Tai Gong and I sense my center. So I'm sensing my spine essentially. I'm feeling the spine as the central column. So that as I go into my spine, I let the muscles relax and I sink my awareness into my skeleton. So I'm sensing my skeleton as I center myself. And then as I get into the skeletal system, I let the muscles relax, sinking. I center and sense my structure. So it becomes a unified structure, which I feel that unification now, and I already feel a level of pressure at my feet now, downward through my structure. Now from here, I let this joint turn to lead the movement, and I feel a sense of pressure coming down through and into my structural system. So as he pushes in, I center myself, I sense my structure. There's a natural sinkiness because the muscles are releasing. Then I move from the rotation here. I move more from the actual rotation of the joint as opposed to now the muscular system. Strength, structure. Now, the next type, you're going to have to play around with this, meaning you're going to have to, how do you enter state best, You've got spiritual intention, feeling good. You've got centering, getting in alignment with your energetic center. You've got sensing your space. You've got sinking the energy down. You've got seeing, white light and targeting. Ultimately, you bring it all together. However, you play around with where you feel you're good. You might feel good at just, okay, I'm going to get into a good feeling, I'm going to feel that good feeling, and then I'm going to move, right? Yeah? Or you might want to center yourself and target towards their center and then do it from there, yeah? Yeah? It really depends on what feels good for you, yeah? So, strength, structure, state. Strength, structure, state. Strength, structure, state. And play around with this movement. Actually, getting good at using the systems and ultimately using the state is far more important than the actual movement that you're doing. Because once you can master getting into state, you can put that into whatever movement you choose. So let's give Carlson a go. So he starts with strength, yeah? Using his strength system. Yeah? When you do the strength movement, don't just change the movement and do something different. Often I'll see, for example, let's go with the movement we're doing, right? And I'll say, okay, do strength. And they start to tense up and close the fist and do something completely different. But then you're utilizing different muscles in the body which wouldn't be used under the same movement, right? So make sure you keep the same shape. Yeah? Come here. Yeah. Okay. So strength. Good. Now where do you feel tension?
And my legs as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Structure. So Carlson knows how to use structure. So why don't you talk them through what you're doing?
Well, just
to go into structure.
Structure is just me being my skeleton. Everything sunk to the floor, spine straight, using no force. That structure.
What does structure feel like to you?
It's a bit less than the state, like because this, structure is just your skeleton. You're moving with the balls of your joints rather than using any physical.
Okay.
Muscle.
So do muscle again.
Muscle.
So Carson does muscle, right? Now, how does that? What's the sensation of that?
I feel like a bounce back.
Okay, bounce back. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Now go into structure. So he goes into structure, how we just described earlier, and now do structure. How does that feel?
Easier than the.
Easier.
Yeah.
Any other descriptive words?
I would say, because you're relaxed, you're getting all that.
So you feel relaxed.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And now state. And what do you feel with that?
That's just next level relaxation.
Next level relaxation.
Yeah.
There you go. And how do you get into that?
Just via one of the 6 points.
What did you use?
I used feel muscle, like feeling it.
Sense.
Yeah, sense.
So not the feeling good from the spiritual intention,
No,
the sensing of
it's
the
the
space.
sensing of the space.
Okay, good. There you go. So that's a good example of someone using their own way of getting into it. You know what's best for you to get into structure and state. Yeah, you're you. So yes, I give you guidelines. Highest intention, feeling good, sensing your space, sensing the frequency and the vibration of the energy body, sinking and dissolving, releasing, relaxing, the sinking. Yeah, visual, light, and targeting that light, and then bringing those together into the whole complete state. They're the kind of keys or frameworks that you can use to enter into it, but you need to apply them and gain the experience. Okay, so any observations? Put them in the community. If you haven't joined into the community, get in there, because there's forums, there's chats, there's lots of fun, there's memes, there's a map where you can find other people to train with, there's a curriculum that you can learn the whole system. It's off its head in there. I think we're coming up to 3,000. When you look at this, it's probably going to be a lot more than that. So if you're not in there yet, get yourself in there. There's probably a link somewhere around, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.